Chive.
Kasturi tilakam lalat patle vakshasthale kastubam nasagre varmoktikam kartale venu kare kankanam sarvange harichandanam sulalitam Kanthe cha muktavali gopastri parivestito vijayate Gopal Chudamani. O Lord Shri Krishna, on your head is Kasturi Tilak shining bright. On your chest there is the Kaustubh Mani, which is gloriously situated, and you are wearing a moti in your nose, nakt beso, and in your hands there is a flute, and you are wearing kangan in your hands. So if you read all the descriptions, this is the glories of the Lord in full splendor. Vasudeva sutam devam kanse chanura mardanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum krishnam vande jagadgurum. The son of Vasudev, divine Sri God, Krishna, the Lord, the killer of Kans, and Chanur, the cause of supreme happiness of Mother Devaki, we bow to Krishna, the Guru, teacher of the universe. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The Guru is Brahma, the Guru is Vishnu, the Guru is Maheshwar, the Shiv. The Guru is the self-revealing, limitless Brahma. Salutations to that revered Guru. With the prayers, now we shall start our session reading from Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, Canto 7. So in the Canto 7, we have covered some chapters, and now we shall be taking up the next one. We have covered dialogue between Yudhishthir and Naradji, Hiranyakashipu's consolation to his mother Diti, Hiranyakashipu's boon received from Brahmaji, Hiranyakashipu how he terrorizes, Hiranyakashipu how he oppresses Prahlad, and how Prahlad imparts the knowledge to the Asur Putra. Then, while talking to the other friends, Ashurputra, Prahladji describes about his birth, and I think the narration is by Naradji, and the Supreme Lord, how Lord Narsingh manifests, fulfills all the boons which were granted by Brahmaji. He does not violate any of those boons, keeping those boons intact. He slays Hiranyakashipu. He tears his stomach apart using his nails. And then Prahladji will pray to the Lord. Everyone is fearful. That form of Lord Narsingh is very ferocious. Nobody dared approach him. They wanted to felicitate him, but who would dare to go near him? So finally, Lord Prahlad Maharaj was sent, because Brahmaji is looking at Shivji, Shivji is looking at Brahmaji. They are all avoiding to encounter the Lord. Such was the ferocity of that avatar. And Prahladji prays to the Lord. Prahladji's epic and rare boon we learn about. And then There are the chapters about the conducts for humans, conducts for varnas. Varnas means the varnashram dharma. We have brahmacharya, vanpras, sannyas, grihastha, and the four varna, that is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So, how they should conduct? There is a special mention about the conduct by women. There are descriptions of the Brahmacharya ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, Sannyas ashram, the conduct of a sannyasi. And there is a beautiful story relating to Dattatreyaji, who converses with Prahladji. And finally, all the virtuous conducts are summarized in the last chapter. So, this is the format. We should remember that in Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran, there are 10 topics: Sarg, Visarg, Asthanam, Poshnam, Uti, Manvantar, Ishanu Katha, Ashray, Nirodh, Mukti. These are the 10 topics Bhagwat talks about. We understood that creation before Brahmaji's arrival is called Sarg, primary creation. Creation by Brahmaji is called secondary creation. Asthanam, we learnt the Bhumandal and the Sumeru Parvat, the Jambu Dweep, other Dweeps, different nakshatras, Saptarishis, Rahu Ketu, and Dhruv Tara. And above Dhruv Tara, we have the other lokas, Mahaloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Brahmaloka, and above Brahmalok is the material layer of the earth, the water, the fire, the air, the space, and then Mahatattva. This constitutes the entire Brahman. So this is called the Asthanam, the geographical positions. And then the next topic was Poshnam, that the devotees, they fall down because of the onslaught of Maya. Maya is very strong, right? Maya is material energy of the Lord. Lord has Maya Shakti and Parashakti. Parashakti is his personal power, and Maya Shakti is the material energy, which is not sentient. Material means it is not sentient by its own. It is not movable by its own. It needs the energy from the soul, energy from the Lord. It is Lord's energy, but it is aparashakti. So, but the aparashakti within the contacts with the gunas and all the other elements becomes so potent that it makes us forget God. So Maya has two roles. One is the Vikshepatmika Maya, and one is Guna Maya, which is alienating the soul from the Lord. We all know, if we devote to God, if we are under his protection, we will not have fear, we will not have anger, we will not have unnecessary desires, we will not be jealous of others, we will be in a divine mode if we connect to God. We all know it. But despite knowing theoretically, why is it that we become fearful? Why is it that we become miserable? We start suffering. That is because we have not yet connected with God. And that connection is not there because there is this curtain of Maya. So between the soul and God, there are two curtains. One is the curtain of Yog Maya, which is the divine power of the Lord, and another is the Maya, which is the material energy, material curtain. So all these basic knowledge we should keep in mind to appreciate the 10 topics: Sarg, Visarg, Asthanam, Poshnam. And the next topic which we are now doing is Uti. Uti is the auspicious and inauspicious inclinations that arise in the jiva. So there are two personalities here. One is Hiranyakashipu, but he wants to fight the Lord. And another is Prahlad Maharaj, who is completely aligned with the Lord. Despite so much of subjugation, he is not perturbed. He is in such a transcendental situation. So let us explore all these, but before that, let us begin the session with our bhajan. And the bhajan is मैं तो प्यारी 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 पर वारी जाऊं, मैं तो बरसाने वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं. I sacrifice myself upon the most beautiful and adorable Radha Rani. I sacrifice myself upon the queen of Barsana. I sacrifice myself upon Radha, the darling daughter of King Brisavanu. I sacrifice myself upon the giver of Brajra, supreme bliss of divine love. I sacrifice myself upon Radharani, who wears the beautiful nose ring. I sacrifice myself upon the one who wears a shiny nose pearl. So these are the lines. I will sing a couple of lines, and whoever wants to participate can raise their hands, and Vijay Bhaiya will facilitate your singing. मैं तो प्यारी 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 वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो बरसाने वारी पर वारी बार जाऊं. मैं तो प्यारी प्यारी, मैं तो प्यारी 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 पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो बरसाने वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं. I am mixing the two tunes. Let me just get it. While if anyone remembers, you can help me or sing, but I'll get it quickly. So yeah. साने वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो प्यारी प्यारी, मैं तो प्यारी 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 पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो बरसाने वारी पर, मैं तो बरसाने वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो प्यारी प्यारी, मैं तो प्यारी 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 पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो बरसाने वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं. मैं तो प्यारी 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 पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो बरसाने वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं. मैं तो प्यारी 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 पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो बरसाने वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं. मैं तो प्यारी 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 वारी जाऊं, बरसाने वारी पर वारी वारी. मैं तो भानु दुलारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो भानु दुलारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं प्यारी 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 पर वारी. Yes, please carry.
मैं तो भानु दुलारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो प्यारी 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 पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो प्यारी 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 पर वारी वारी जाऊं.
मैं तो ब्रज रस वारी पर वारी
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 जाऊं,
जाऊं,
मैं
मैं तो
ब्रज
प्यारी
रस वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं, मैं तो ब्रज रस वारी पर
वारी
वारी वारी जाऊं,
जाऊं,
मैं
तो
ब्रज रस वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं.
जाऊं.
मैं प्यारी प्यारी,
प्यारे
तो प्यारी प्यारी
प्यारे
प्यारी
प्यारे
पर
प्यारे
वारी वारी
वारी
जाऊं,
जाऊं,
मैं तो
मैं तो बरस वारी
प्यारी
पर
पर वारी
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 वारी जाऊं.
अंजन जी. और एनीवन एल्स?
तो बारी नथ बारी पर बारी बारी जाऊं, मैं तो प्यारी 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 पर बारी बारी जाऊं मैं तो, बारी नथ बारी पर बारी बारी जाऊं मैं तो, प्यारी 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 पर बारी बारी जाऊं मैं तो, बरसा बारी पर बारी बारी जाऊं मैं तो, प्यारी 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 पर बारी बारी जाऊं।
मैं तो बरसाने वारी पर बारी बारी जाऊं मैं,
तो प्यारी
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 पर
पर
बारी
वारी
बारी
वारी
जाऊं
जाओ,
मैं तो, प्यारी प्यारी मैं तो, प्यारी
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 पर
पर
बारी
वारी
बारी
वारी
जाऊं
जाओ,
मैं
मैं
तो,
तो
बरसाने
बरसाने
वारी पर बारी बारी जाऊं मैं तो, बरसाने वारी पर वारी बारी जाऊं मैं तो, बरसाने वारी
वारी
पर
पर वारी
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 वारी जाऊं।
मैं तो।
Okay, Vaibhav, Bhavna, you want to sing?
यस भैया।
Yeah, please sing the last line.
मैं तो भूल, लास्ट वन इज मैं तो
This is the
Ah,
second
sorry,
part of.
sorry. Okay, there are many lines. You can start from the top. Sorry.
मैं तो भोरे मुखवारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, वारी 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 जाऊं मैं तो, भोरे मुखवारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, वारी 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 जाऊं मैं तो, भोरी भारी प्यारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, भोरी भारी प्यारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, चूनर वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, चूनर वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, वारी 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 जाऊं मैं तो, भोरे मुखवारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, चूनर वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं, वारी 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 जाऊं मैं तो, भोर मुखवारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं।
मैं तो अति सुकुमारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, घूंघट वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, री कृपालु प्यारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, गोरी मुख वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, री कृपालु प्यारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, भोरे मुख वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, प्यारी 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 पर वारी वारी जाऊं मैं तो, बरसाने वारी पर वारी वारी जाऊं। बोलिए श्रीमद सदगुरु सरकार की जय, श्रीमद गुरु सरकार की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। Our koti koti pranam to the lotus feet of Sri Hari and Sri Guru. Our koti koti pranam to Swami Mukundanand ji. My humble pranam to each one of you. And now we shall read from the 7th canto, chapter 6. Prahlad imparts knowledge to the Ashurputra. In the Gurukul, one day the other classmates asked Prahlad to come and teach them his knowledge. So Prahlad starts telling them about the importance of every living entity and making use of it for ultimate goal. He explains that out of 100 years of life, 50 years of life is wasted in sleeping, 20 in ignorance of childhood and youth, 10 years are wasted in accumulating wealth and fulfilling other desires, and 20 suffering in old age, physical ailments. It is very difficult after enjoying material pursuits and pleasures first and practice devotion at end stage of life, where our physical body and mind with attachments might not support us. Temporary material pleasures and distress are available in all forms of life as per karma. So he suggests to his classmates to start devotion right now at this tender age itself without wasting any more time, as such devotion does not bind one to karma. He tells them to see the Supreme Lord existing everywhere and in everyone, give up your demoniac qualities and see everyone as a friend. So this story, this lecture by Prahlad to his classmates advices continue, and as you can see, the lifespan in Kali Yuga is only 100 years. In other yug, the lifespan is much longer, 1,000 years, 10,000 years, 100,000 years, and we also read about millions years and 10 million years. But in Kali Yuga, it has reduced to such a small time frame. And it is stated in Srimad Bhagwat Mahapuran in the early shlokas, Savai Punsa Paro Dharma Yatho Bhaktir Adhok Chaje. That shlok, so that was the answer to the question. प्रायेण अल्पायुष सभ्य कलावस्मिन् युगे जनः मंदा सुमंद मतियो मंद भाग्याहुपद्रुता. This was the basis of the question by Sut, by Shankadic rishis, that O Sut Goswami, what to do in Kali Yuga? Our lifespan is only 100 years and we are having a very lazy disposition. We are very much also suffering the loss of memory. Our memory power is very weak. We are lazy. It appears that our fortune is not helping us also, and we are always disturbed. So Sonika the Rishis described the condition of the Kali Yuga. Like in the forum also we discussed, there is so much of stress in our life today. We don't seem to enjoy a simple meal. While we are eating meal, we are also thinking of what will happen next. So always the planning and and making plans is going on. We don't live in the moment, and we are always you know fearful and very much doubting what is going to happen next. So the condition of the soul is so miserable. So, and Prahlad Maharaj is giving a glimpse of that we spend so much of time sleeping, and then we are hardly left with any quality time. So we have been watching Sri Maharajji. He would sleep at 9 o'clock and he will wake up at 11:30 or 12. And that is when his day begins. He freshens up and then he does all kinds of, the spiritual practices. And then, it's time for the arti and and people who have seen Maharaji, they would say that he would sleep only for 2 hours or 3 hours. But he is not to be compared. He is a divine personality. We cannot emulate him. But then the importance of early to bed and early to rise is very, very important. It can make a transformation in our life if we can learn to sleep early and get up at a time when we have 2-3 hours quality time. So some of us who have started practicing Formula 44, we implement that. So we will get up at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock sometimes and finish our water therapy. We will finish our breathing techniques. We will finish our meditation, and we can also finish some very important work for the day. So when you go into the day after the sunrise, you are so much more confident and so much more prepared. So this early to bed and early to rise is a very important dictum to to manage with the limited time we have in Kali Yuga. Let's see the next slide. And we also invite others who want to read to raise their hands. The mind with the dominance of the gunas, even when aware of their trap, continues running after material pleasures, continuing with the cycle of life and death. So Prahlad asks the children to show compassion to all, treating everyone the same, practice the four Purusharth only to achieve the ultimate goal of God realization. So, the four Purusharth is very much important to know. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So you would have heard every one of us should do it. But is that bhakti? No. That is for our own satisfaction, own happiness. It is very good, following dharma, following arth, following kam, following moksha. Dharma means we perform the rituals, we go by the words of the karma kand in the Vedas. Early to rise, do Sandhya Vandan, put tilak, put shikha, do mantras. These are all karma kand ritualistic activities. So if we are following that, that means we are pursuing dharma. Arth means we all want to become prosperous, so we do yajnas and we become prosperous, wealthy. And calm means we have to satisfy all our senses. That is the calm. And moksha means this moksha is we want to get rid of all these material entanglements. So this is not the bhakti moksha. Bhakti moksha is different. This is the kaivalya moksha or sayujya moksha, in which the soul merges with the God. So this type of mukti is not recommended. So you would have heard Maharaji saying bhukti mukti pishachini. So what is the goal of pursuing material gains? We may become the wealthiest person on earth. Will that solve our problem? We can enjoy the wealth for the duration of the time we are living on the earth, but what about the life after next? If we have not followed the dharma, most likely we will be punished. So this is no good. Or we go to heavenly planets because we did good karma, but in the heavenly planets also the kam, krodh, lobh, mad, moh, matsar, rag, dvesh is all there, and we are not happy. And we cannot even do karma in the devata dev lok, so we are thrown back into the other lokas. So neither the dharma artha kam is going to help us, nor the moksha. That moksha we will lose our identity, so to say, because we are merging into God. We liked rasgulla, but we became rasgulla. But where are we relishing the rasgulla? Although that state is very soothing, very comfortable, but compared to the ras you get in bhakti, it is nothing. That is why bhakti is glorified everywhere. So let's read the fifth. Prahlad acknowledges this knowledge he has received from sage Narad. However, he encourages even a sincere devotee can acquire this knowledge with devotion. The young classmates are amazed and ask Prahlad how and when could he come in contact with Narad when they all and Prahlad had only the two Guru Putra as their teachers. So, yes, so let us read the next slide. I think Aradhya wanted to read.
Yeah. Prahlad relates the incident that had happened when he was in his mother's womb. When Kayadu, Prahlad's mother, was pregnant with him, Hiranyakashipu was in deep penance. So Indradeva took advantage of this and attacked the Asura's kingdom, and the other demons abandoned in the fright there was wives and children and ran away to other regions. Indra kidnapped Kayadu and was proceeding towards his abode. Narad Muni intervened and freed Kayadu. He informed Indra that Kayadu was carrying a very exceptional devotee of the Lord in her womb. Indra then realized his folly, paid his respects by doing a pradakshina to her. Narada took Kayadu to his ashram where she was protected and taken well care of. Narada also imparted spiritual knowledge to her. Kayadu listened and later forgot, but the child in the womb listened and remembered too. At the appropriate time, Prahlada was born in Narada's ashram.
Right. So thanks for reading it so beautifully. So this is the conversation ongoing. Prahlad is relating the incident what had happened when he was in his mother's womb. Her name was Kayadu, and how Indra had attempted to kidnap her. He had actually kidnapped her, and how she was saved by Naradji. So all of us would have read this story many times. Let us read the next slide. I think Sheila ji would read that.
Thank you. Prahlad tells his classmates that he, as an infant, listened to Narad Muni and gained knowledge. So his Asur classmates too should have faith in him and practice the same knowledge for their good. He continued that just as fruit and flowers undergo 6 changes: birth, existence, growth, transformation, decay, and death, so does the physical material body. We are all blessed with power of distinction between right and wrong, which we must use for the betterment of our soul. To achieve God realization, there are 3 yogs: karma, jnana, bhakti. Use the best advice available to achieve God, due to the practice of which love develops for the Lord. This can also be easily achieved by serving the Guru and Satsang. O demon boys, acknowledge Sri Hari present in your own self, in your own heart. In ignorance, men are disappointed when the results of their actions do not fructify as per their wishes, and continue doing activities and continue transmigrating. The very body for which actions are taken up is actually belonging to others after death and temporary for a fixed time. Only unalloyed devotion is dear to Sri Hari. Rest all is empty show. Indeed, there are many such examples of creations, such as Yaksha, Rakshas, illiterate human beings, birds, animals, sinful entities, celestial musicians, demons who have taken shelter under the Lord's divine feet and gained this liberating knowledge like me. And thus, Prahlad guides and answers his classmates.
Thank you. Radhe Radhe. So the narration by Prahlad continues. Look at the knowledge he is imparting. Absolutely, the razor sharp knowledge about the 3 types of yoga, karma, gyan, bhakti, which we have spoken. That there are 3 ways to achieve God: through gyan yoga, through karma yoga, and through bhakti yoga. And there is no 4th method. And the question arises, why there isn't a 4th method? And the answer was given by Sri Maharajji, that there is this quality of the Lord, Sat Chit Anand. And the soul being a part of the Lord, it also has Sat Chit Anand, but the soul has in the Laghu form and the Lord has the Vibhu form. So Lord is Vibhu and the soul is Laghu. But in one respect, they are equal, and that is the eternality. The soul is eternal, and the Lord is eternal. God is eternal. That quality is called Sat. Chit is about the knowledge. Chit, Lord has infinite, the soul has little bit. And Anand is the bliss. Lord has infinite, the soul has little bit, because it is the Jiva Shakti. It is under the influence of Maya. So because there are only 3 characteristics of the soul, so these are the 3 ways to achieve God. Either we follow Gyan, or we follow Karma, and we follow Bhakti. Bhakti is associated with the bliss Anand. Gyan is associated with Chit, the knowledge, and Karm is associated with Sat, the eternality. So this is another way to understand this entire spiritual laws. So these 3 methods. So what is Karm? Karm is you focus on your on your duties. And how to determine whether my duty is good or not? The Vedas have prescribed. If you are a brahmachari and if you are in grihastha, if you are a brahmachari and if you are a kshatriya, this is what you should do. If you are a grihastha and you are a vaishya, this is what you should do. So for every combination, the rules are defined, the do's and don'ts are defined. So if you follow that, that means you are a karmi. You are going by the rules, and you believe in the actions. But every action has a reward. So whether you have followed correctly or you have not followed, it will decide the outcome. The second one is gyan, in which you acquire knowledge. And there are criteria how you can become a jnani. So you have to have sham, dhamma, titiksha, etc. So there are conditions to become a jnani, there are conditions to become a karmi. But what is bhakti? No rules, no vidhi, no nisheth. There is only one vidhi and there is only one nisheth. What is the vidhi? What is the rule? What is the do's? The do's, there is only one, that you should always remember lovingly the Lord all the time. And what is the only don't? The only don't is you should never forget the Lord. That is why bhakti becomes so beautiful and so easily executable. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, you know, idam te guhyattamam pravakshami anusuyave. That chapter, Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Vagamam Susukham Dharmayam Kartum Abhyayam. He defines the process so beautifully that it is always beneficial to do bhakti. So when you are following Gyanmar, can you first fulfill all the criteria? And the answer is no. If you are following karma, can you fulfill all the criteria? Answer is no. So if you have the inclination for Gyan, then you become a Gyan yogi. You are acquiring knowledge to become a bhakt, or you are doing karma to become a bhakt. So if you mix yoga in that sense, in the sense of bhakti, then everything is beautiful. So this is the purport of this slide. Let us go to the next one, and which is the key takeaways. So the Sanskrit is yatha tarora mool nise chanena triptayanti tat skanda bhujopashakha pranopaharach yathendriyanan tathaiva sarva hanam achyutejya. So this is the Sanskrit. Anybody wants to read the English can read the English, and then we can try to understand what does it convey, and then we can open up for discussions.
I think Anya, do you want to read it?
Yeah. When we water the root of a tree, its trunk, branches, twigs, leaves, and flowers all become nourished. When we put food in our mouth, it nourishes the life as and the senses automatically. In the same way, by worshipping the Supreme Lord, all his parts, including the devtas, are also worshipped. However, if we begin watering the leaves of a tree while neglecting its roots, the tree will perish. Likewise, the worship offered to the celestial God certainly makes its way to the Supreme Lord, but such devotees do not get spiritual benefits.
Thank you so much. So we can take off the display and just reflect on this verse. It says that if you water the root of the tree, then you don't have to separately worry about whether the nourishment has reached the twig, the branch, the leaves, the buds, the flowers, the petals. That is common knowledge. We all do that. Similarly, what happens when we eat food? When we eat food, the food is broken into three parts. One part becomes our mind, another part is excreted, and the third part, it goes through the processes, the digestive processes. So that part, the food first converts into rasa. Then the rasa converts into rakta, blood. Then the rakta converts into majja, the bone marrow. And similarly, all the elements are formed. The dhatus, it is called. The bone marrow, the bone, the muscles, the semen, all these elements are made from the food that we eat. So, how important is the food we can understand? One third of it becomes the mind, and one third of it has become our gross body. So, जैसा खाओ अन्न वैसा बनेगा मन, you know, जैसे पियोगे पानी वैसी बनेगी वाणी. So many verses are there, so it is so important. So like, we don't see how all this process is happening, but it is happening. It is happening automatically. Similarly, when we do bhakti, it takes care of everything. We don't have to worry about whether we did it correctly or not, whether our dress was appropriate or not, whether the way we had made the decoration, was it okay or not. The Lord says, I don't care. The Lord is very simple in this respect. He says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayakshati tadaham bhaktya upritam mashnami prayatatmanaha. You just offer me a little water, a little flower, a little fruit, and a little leaf. That's enough. Mashnami prayatatma. I'll eat it. I will consume it, because since you have offered to me with the love, nothing else he requires. That is the beauty of the Lord. So that is how we should remember that bhakti is so simple. And there is another very beautiful saying which I was sharing with one of our participants. It says that the 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 different characters like Valmiki, Dhruv, Gajendra, Kubja, Sudama, Vidur, Ugrasen. So very beautiful verse is there. व्याधाश्य चरणं ध्रुवस्य च यथो विद्या गजेन्द्रस्य का कुब्जाया किं पुनाम रूपम अधिकं तत्सुदामनोधनं वंशः को विदुरस्य यादवा पित्र उग्रस्य किं पौरुषं भक्त्या तुष्यति केवलं न चगुनैर्भक्ति प्रियो माधव. It's a very beautiful shlok which says, what character did Valmiki have? He was a daku, right? Dacoit, robber. He killed people. What age Dhruv had? Dhruv was such a small child. What knowledge Gajendra, the elephant, had? All these personalities achieved God. So they are being glorified. What beauty Kubja had? She was a hunchbacked woman. Kubri. What wealth Sudama had? He was so poor. What lineage Vidur had? He was the son of a maid. What strength Ugrasen had? All these personalities are described in this shlok. So the summary is bhakti is the best. Like, I'm traveling this evening, I'll be going for a holiday to Kenya, Nairobi. So bhakti means you take God and Guru with you all the time. So if you are not delighted by the presence of God and Guru in every realm of your life, that means everything else is, fika, it is insipid. So if I go to Kenya and if I don't have the sentiments, God is traveling with me, my Guru is traveling with me, the relish will not be there. So our attempt should be, I am enjoying the beauty of the African safari or the Masai Mara, the sight, because the Lord has made it all possible. That is bhakti. Yat karoshi yadasnasi yat juhosi dadasi yat tapashyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. With that, let us open up. Vijay Bhaiya.
Yeah, thank you so much, Raj, for explaining about your experience and also uh, the verses that Prahlad Maharaj spoke about. And I mean, I have often heard from many people when I say to do bhakti, they say we have come only to do karma. कर्म करने आए हैं तो कर्म करना है तो और क्या करना चाहिए. So this is like a verse which probably this canto and this chapter will also give a good insight like how we are utilizing our percentage of time in doing something which is not at all going to stay with us. So with that, I'll open up for any questions or any discussion or any learnings that I've got today. Like anybody wants to share, or if they have any questions related to their spiritual journey, they can also ask.
Sheila ji, you want to say something?
To say thank you once again, Bhaiya, for such a beautiful session. And this session about Prahlad Maharaj was really, really very good, really interesting. So much to know, so much to learn about. Thank you, Bhaiya. But one question I do have, I was only hearing something this morning from Sri Maharajji, and Prahlad was born to Hiranyakashipu, who was a demon. Prahlad was a big bhakt. And then Prahlad Maharaj had a son who was also a demon. So I don't understand how in a home of a bhakt can a demon be born again. Is it due to prarabdha? Is it due to the past karma? What is it due to, please?
I mean, even in the material world, we see parents are very, kind, quiet, gentlemen, gentlewoman, but the children are demoniac. Children did everything very, very negative. It is happening in the material world also. And sometimes we see in the material world that the parents are not so, prescriptive. They are not so much knowledgeable. They have not been bringing up the children how a very alert parent will do, but the children becomes the best. So this is the mystery of our life, right? There is definitely the law of karma. There is prarabdha. So the past life will determine, and why somebody became a danav or a daitya, definitely because of the past karma. So we should not be surprised with such stories that a devotee can take place in the a devotee can be born in the family of a demon, and also vice versa, right? Krishna killed all his children. They were all the people were destroyed. You can say that Krishna orchestrated their end. So these are all very profound questions which we will gradually understand what is the meaning of killing in the first place. We often think that killing, oh, this person died, but what about the next life? Next life would be million times better than this life. So is the killing bad or good? So there are many, many factors. These questions will need a lot of reflection, but suffice it to say, Prahladji was born to Hiranyakashipu, who was a demoniac person. But who is he actually? He is the personality from Bakund. He is the descension of Jay and Vijay, who are divine personalities. So these are all very profound and not easy to understand. But we can say in the material realm, they are enacting leelas to teach us the lesson that no matter how powerful you are, you are still under the laws of God, and the devotee will be protected by the Lord, as he says in Bhagwat Gita. So Prahlad is a devotee born to Hiranyakashipu, who is having an issue with Sri Vishnu, and Prahlad's son is Virochan, and Virochan's son is Bali Maharaj, who is again a great devotee.
Yeah.
So all these very mysterious happenings, we have to have patience, and I think one day we will get the answer. Sometimes it is Leela, sometimes it is Prarabdha. It is a mixture of many, many factors, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Anybody
Yes,
else
please.
like Mohit Bhaiya or Sohini Didi?
Hello, Radhe Radhe Bhaiya. I can share
Radhe
one
Radhe.
thing.
Yeah.
I can share one thing which I read from the Bhagavad Gita from Swami Mukhananda, right? The thing that you said about the bhojan, right? जो हम भोजन करते हैं वैसा ही हमारा मन बनता है. तो
जी
जो भी आपने कहा वो सही है, बट जिस तरीके से मैंने रीड किया वहां से वो मैं शेयर करना चाहता हूँ कि
जी
जो
जी
हम खाते हैं उसका सबसे बड़ा भाग जो होता है वो मल के थ्रू हमारी बॉडी से बाहर निकलता है. उसका जो सूक्ष्म भाग होता है वो हमारा शरीर बनता है, और उसका जो अति सूक्ष्म भाग होता है वो हमारा मन बनता है. तो इस तरीके से मैंने रीड किया और वो मुझे काफी समझ में आया कि हाँ, जैसा आप भोजन करोगे वैसा ही आपका मन होगा. आप
बिल्कुल.
अशुद्ध भोजन करोगे तो आपका मन थोड़ा अशुद्धि की तरफ जाएगा. आप शुद्ध भोजन करोगे तो थोड़ा शुद्धि मन को शुद्ध करेगा.
और मेरे ख्याल से ये सब हम लोगों का अपना अनुभव है कि जब
हाँ.
हम लगातार पकौड़ा और जलेबी ये सब खाते जा रहे हैं तो हमें लगेगा कि ठीक नहीं हो रहा है.
हाँ.
और जब आप बढ़िया एक सिंपल खिचड़ी खाते हैं बुर्ता के साथ या सैलड्स के साथ या साउथ इंडियन बहुत सारे डिशेस जो हैं रसम और राइस एंड सांबर, तो उसका जो सेवन है इट इज सो beneficial, and there is a complete science in Bhagavad Gita. If you read 17 chapter 8 9 10, there is a complete science of the food: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, ayu, sattva, balarogya, sukh, priti, vivardhana, rasya, snigdha, iridya, ahara, satvika, priya. So the Lord is clearly saying if you consume sattvic food, which is juicy, which is wholesome, which is pleasing to the heart, which doesn't give you a side effect, an after effect, that food will increase your longevity, will increase your strength, will make you disease free. He is declaring it openly. And in the next verse he says, katva amla lavantyushna tikshna ruksha vidahinaha ahara rajasa sishta dukkha shoka maya prada. But if you are eating something which is burning, which is very bitter, which is very salty, which is very pungent, which is very acidic, sour, this will bring disease. It will not give you the feel good factor. And finally he says about the tamasic food, yata yamam gat rasam puti paryusitam chayat uchistamapi chamedyam bhojanam tamasa priya. And this is what the tamasic people eat, basi khana which is cooked 3 hours before, which is considered to become basi unless it is offered to God. So, I mean, it is so practical. Bhagavad Gita has made it so lucid. So, thank you very much for bringing out this point.
Thank you भैया. राधे राधे.
Thank you, Mohit Bhaiya. Anybody else? Smita
Yeah.
Didi? Bhaiya?
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya.
Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much for the session, Bhaiya. It makes our day and the weekend very bright. And yes, we really feel, yes, we started with the best thing which we can do. And for the question, Bhaiya, like I heard, yet whatever we offer to God with love, patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, He accepts. Now, we like at home personally, so like we have Chote Thakurji in Bal Swaroop with us, and we do the seva, and we've been doing it for around like 10 years, and we do it just like a kid, with all kinds of food, making him sleep and everything. But something which we keep often on keep thinking about is that we haven't yet left like onion and garlic completely. So in some foods we sometimes use onion. Then earlier we would think कि like लाला तो हमारे घर का मेंबर है, जो हम खाते हैं वो उसको खिलाते हैं, पहले उनको खिलाते हैं और भोग स्वीकार करते हैं. But some people say no, this is प्याज, please do not do that, it will be bad, पाप लगेगा. And but then we sometimes leave it. So sometimes we are in this contradiction, okay, about this small thing like प्याज लहसुन क्या वो भगवान का जो हमने भोग बनाया है उसमें होना चाहिए कि नहीं? एंड तो यस भैया, एनी इंसाइट ऑन दैट वुड बी
हंड्रेड
प्रैक्टिकली वेरी
हंड्रेड
यूजफुल।
परसेंट 100% ये सब जो ख्याल है ना, इसको सदा के लिए अपने मस्तिष्क के निकाल कर अरब सागर में फेंक दीजिए, है ना। कोई इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं है इसका। हम सात्विक फूड बड़ा भक्त बन रहे हैं कि सात्विक फूड खा रहे हैं, लेकिन मन के कुचक्र नहीं जा रहे हैं, तो ये क्या फायदा है। तो ये सब कोई कंपल्सन नहीं है भक्ति मार्ग में। आप खुद देख लीजिए कि लहसुन प्याज खाने से आपको नुकसान हो रहा है, फाइन, यू कैन डेफिनेटली लाइक if you eat completely sattvic, the benefits are there, but these things are not important. Maharaj ji has never spoken about all this. We go by Maharaj ji's teaching.
यस।
हमें तो ये देखना चाहिए कि हमने 4 पराठा डाला भगवान की थाली में। First of all, many of us don't do it. I also don't, because you need every member of the family aligned so that you can offer properly. So I don't have that I facility. But mind से तो खिला सकते हैं। आप जब भी खाने बैठे, मन में अगर आपने बुला लिया भगवान को, बट जैसे हमने let's say we have put a thali and we put 3 आलू पराठा in भगवान के थाली और सब्जी, आलू गोभी की सब्जी और खीर। So Maharaj ji says, कभी तूने आंसू बहाया कि 2 साल हो गए, it is 2 years since we offered food, but even not a single day one roti was missing or one paratha was missing or some sabji was less. That means the Lord never ate. Did you cry कि अभी तो मैं कहीं भी नहीं हूँ? 2 साल में एक बार भी थोड़ा अगर खीर की क्वांटिटी कम हुई होती, so we should cry कि भगवान आपने क्यों नहीं खाया? तो मैं कितना अभी, हाँ, तो वो सेंटिमेंट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट। लहसुन प्याज, इन माय ओपिनियन, वी शुडंट वरी, you will know what to offer and what not to offer. So if we get caught in all those ritualistic the methods, of course many people will not agree with me, but Maharaj ji has never spoken about all these. He's always talking about the bhakti. Yes.
Thank you
Thank
भैया।
you.
And also for the like Ekadashi Vrat, so many people follow it and many people don't. I think some people say it's mentioned because it's mentioned by Lord Krishna in Gita. It is important to do that.
Where is it mentioned? Lord Krishna is telling, सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य, एकादशी व्रत को भी परित्याग कर दो, सब कुछ को त्याग कर दो, सिर्फ मेरी भक्ति करो। एक बार भी उन्होंने नहीं कहा, शुरू में उन्होंने कहा, बट फाइनल कंक्लूजन क्या है? सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य। और हम अगर एकादशी व्रत के चक्कर में ही चलते चले, तो मिलियंस ऑफ इयर्स वी विल बी डूइंग दैट, मिलियंस ऑफ लाइव्स, एंड वी विल नॉट come to the real bhakti. Ekadasi Vrat I also did for many years. It was very therapeutic. It was very beneficial. But did I become God realized by doing Ekadasi Vrat? Nobody can become. That is what Ramayana says. Kalijug dharma na yagya na jana. Vrat and all these things are not for Kaliyug. And in Bhakti Marg, what is the meaning of upvas? Upvas means you reside near God. Upvas. भगवान के समीप वास करना. But what is our interpretation of उपवास? आज मैं खाना नहीं खाऊंगा और शाम को जब भोजन की समाप्ति, जब खाना खाऊंगा, तो 50 हमारा 10 तरह का स्पेशल डिशेस होने चाहिए। आलू का पकौड़ा होना चाहिए, साबूदाना का पकौड़ा होना चाहिए, और कुट्टू के आटे की रोटी होनी चाहिए, और मखाना का खीर होना चाहिए। दैट इज आवर, कितनी हिपोक्रेसी है हमारे इसमें। सो दिस इज, इसमें फंसना ही नहीं है। और बहुत बहुत अच्छी बात है अगर हम एकादशी करते हैं पूरा शरीर का, लेकिन भक्ति अगर नहीं है उसमें, तो फिर देयर इज नो मीनिंग एंड इट बिकम्स अ रिचुअल। Yeah, it's a little controversial topic, so we need time to Thank you so much. I think
Thank
Sheila
you
ji
भैया।
wanted to say
राधे
something.
राधे।
Yes.
Yeah, what I wanted to say was that only recently I was reading one of Maharajji's literature, and it was saying that महाराज जी बोलते कि कभी कभी जो ये अपन जो भोग ऑफर करते हैं भगवान को, तो अगर भगवान नहीं खा रहे हैं और आपको मन में फील हो रहा है कि भगवान क्यों नहीं खा रहे, मैं कितना पापी हूँ, मैं कितना पतित हूँ, एंड देन समटाइम्स महाराज जी वो से ऑल्सो आई रेड इट सेज कि तो अच्छा तुम कृष्ण तुम मेरे साथ है ना खिलवाड़ कर रहे हो, मुझको छका रहे हो, और तुम अपने योग माया से खा चुके हो, लेकिन फिर आवरण कर दिया है कि मैं खाना नहीं खाया हूँ।
वाह
तो
वाह,
ये भी मन में ध्यान आने
वो
से
भी है।
वो भी भोग लग जाता है।
बहुत
ये
अच्छी
मेरे को
बात,
बहुत अच्छा
सुपर,
लगा, आई लाइक दैट।
बहुत अच्छा, यस यस। बिकॉज अगर वो पराठा लेने लगे तो स्कैंडल हो जाएगा हर रोज घर में। अब एक आदमी को विश्वास है, दूसरे को नहीं है, तो बड़ा कंट्रोवर्सी भी हो सकता है। इसलिए भगवान भी बड़ा चुपके से सब कुछ करते हैं। सो दैट इज द सेंटिमेंट। सो महाराज जी इज द परफेक्ट पर्सन टू गेट द आंसर फॉर ऑल दिस। थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू।
Thank you, Shilajit.
If you
I
can
think
share
I
that
heard
lecture
that.
with me, I'll be very happy if you
Yeah,
can send that.
I also heard it. I think it is Sham Milan ki baat soch man, in that
Okay, okay, okay. In that is
one
it?
of
Okay,
the
okay,
yes. I can share that.
okay, okay. Please.
Anybody else has any question? Okay.
Anjan Bhaiya and
Sohin Titi.
Smita ji. So just a little bit from
राधे राधे भैया।
Radhe Radhe.
बहुत ही सुंदर था आज का ये जो डिस्कशन हुआ। सभी लोगों ने अपनी तरफ से बहुत ही अच्छा कंट्रीब्यूट किया। कुछ लोगों ने बहुत अच्छा गाया, कुछ लोगों ने जो भी क्वेरीज थी एक दूसरे की, सबने मिलकर इतनी अच्छी तरह आंसर किया। और हमारा जो पिछले वीक का कुछ प्रश्न था मन में, वो प्रहलाद जी के पूरे वृतांत से उसका समाधान भी मुझे मिला। मैं भैया से चाहती हूँ कि आज उन्होंने सत्य चित आनंद के ऊपर कुछ कहा था, उसको भैया थोड़ा सा और विस्तृत रूप में हल्का बताएंगे तो वो और ज्यादा क्लियर होगा। क्योंकि हमेशा हम सच्चिदानंद, सच्चित आनंद ये सब सुनते रहते हैं, लेकिन वस्तुतः उसका क्या मीनिंग है हमारे जीवन में वो नहीं समझते। तो भैया ने बोला है, लेकिन वो पूरी तरह दिमाग में अच्छी तरह आ नहीं पाया। तो क्या एक बार फिर से बता पाएंगे क्या?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। और जैसे एक वेरी बहुत इन नटशेल, जैसे हमने कहा कि सत मीन्स इटर्नल, मतलब अनंत, इटर्नल। तो उसका कभी अंत नहीं होता है, न आदि न
सर्वज्ञ।
अंत न मध्य। तो जी हाँ,
सर्वज्ञ, सर्वज्ञ मैंने सुना था, सर्वज्ञ अविनाशी।
नहीं, सर्वज्ञ तो ज्ञान से हो गया। अनंत का मतलब है कि कोई उसका अंत नहीं है, उसको बोलते हैं सत। तो इटर्नैलिटी, इटर्नल जो है, तो एक गुण भगवान का वो है कि वो इटर्नल है, हर समय है, कभी उनका अंत नहीं होता है, ना उनका अंत है, ना आदि है, ना मध्य है, वो इटर्नल है। तो एक और हम चूंकि सोल भगवान से जुड़े हुए हैं, तो हमारा भी नेचर वैसा ही है, हम भी अनंत है। दूसरा है चित्त। चित्त का मतलब है ज्ञान से। भगवान का जो ज्ञान है वो अनंत मात्रा का है। तो कोई भी ज्ञान ऐसा नहीं है जो भगवान के पास नहीं है, लेकिन हमारा ज्ञान लिमिटेड है। तो सत और चित्त का मतलब समझ में आया। और आनंद मतलब भगवान आनंद स्वरूप है। उनका जो वो जो आनंद स्वरूप है, वो आनंद अनलिमिटेड है, उसकी कोई मात्रा नहीं है, और वो आनंद बढ़ता चला जाता है। और हम भी उनके रूप हैं, लेकिन आनंद और ज्ञान हम में लघु रूप में है, छोटे रूप में है। इतना अभी समझिए, और इसके ऊपर महाराज जी की लेक्चर्स वगैरह सुनते रहिए तो काफी क्लियर होगा।
I
थैंक यू।
think ब्रह्म जी माया में महाराज जी ने बहुत अच्छी तरीके से पूरा बताया है।
हाँ,
तो दीदी मैं आपको शेयर कर दूंगा, वो सीरीज है।
एक एक लेक्चर है महाराज जी का, सुनहु साधक प्यारे, वो सबको सुनना चाहिए रिपीटेडली। सुनहु साधक प्यारे, वो लेक्चर को सुनकर बहुत लोग महाराज जी के भक्त बन गए। सो दैट्स अ वेरी मैजिकल लेक्चर, एवरीवन शुड हियर। पुस्तक फॉर्म में भी है, सुनहु साधक प्यारे, आपको इंटरनेट में ही मिल जाएगा।
थैंक यू भैया, थैंक यू।
Thank you so much.
We are almost over
Right.
time, so we'll thank you so much for joining the session today and asking all the questions. Hope it will help all of us, and we'll meet again same time with the next chapters. I think we'll be starting with chapter 8. So until then, like Srimad Sadhguru Sarkar ki
Jai.
Jai Jai Shri
Shri Radhe.
Jai
Jai Shri
Radhe,
Radhe.
Jai
Jai Jai Shri Radhe.
Radhe, Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe.
Radhe,
Radhe
Radhe.
Radhe. Radhe Radhe.